most people don't know, and particularly oncologists, don't seem to understand, is that chemotherapy, radiation, conventional treatments, all are inflammatory. Well, the source of cancer is chronic inflammation. So once you change that microenvironment to even more inflammatory by pumping in these chemotherapeutic agents or radiating it, you make it more inflammatory, and that changes it to more malignancy.
So
cancer.
it's adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah, so if the chemotherapy and the radiation doesn't kill everything, you know, all the cancer cells, and wipe out the stem cells, you've really made things worse, not better. And that's what we're finding. In fact, I just wrote an article on that that's going to be published real soon about the effect of microenvironment and inflammation, microenvironment and cancer growth. And invasion, particularly invasion, it makes the cancer more invasive.
Okay.
And that's because once you stimulate that cell with this inflammation, it starts secreting what we call metalloproteinases, which are enzymes that dissolve the blood vessel wall, so all these cancers start pouring into the blood vessel. And then that makes the cancer spread, and that's what it's doing. Is that inflammation turns on these enzymes that makes the cancer penetrate tissue, break through these barriers that the body tries to put around the cancer to keep it from spreading, and that makes it worse.
And that's what the tumor really is the wall of the tumor is the body walling off those cells.
Right, usually it tries to form a capsule around it, a fibrous capsule.
Right.
And this is why vitamin C and things that increase that fibrous capsule strength help out in cancer, because it's helping contain it. And certain flavonoids, for instance, will suppress those proteinase enzymes. For instance, like curcumin and quercetin, ellagic acid, they suppress those enzymes so that the cancer can't penetrate. And then it's a localized cancer, then it's easy to get rid of.
Do we have medical literature that backs up the use of flavonoids? Are there studies, the literature shows that?
Numerous studies, numerous studies. This is one of the hottest fields of research in cancer. It's flavonoid plant extract and their effect on cancer. The problem is the clinician is not reading the journal articles in his own journal. Because they're in the clinical journals, they're in the research or oncology journal, they're just not reading them because they don't understand it. It's a lot of biochemistry, it's a lot of mechanism they're not familiar with. They're not familiar with the plants, they don't know how to give it, they don't know that these extracts are purified and available.
Right.
But for instance, you see in leukemia research, they have absolutely shown that leukemia is much more curable if you use quercetin. That most of the leukemias are very sensitive to quercetin. Lymphomas, all of these things are curcumin, quercetin, ellagic acid, resveratrol. All these things inhibit the cancer stem cell, and that's what's interesting about, for instance, curcumin. It actually kills the stem cell, this cancer stem cell. It doesn't bother normal stem cell, but only cancer stem cell.
Curcumin.
Curcumin.
Okay.
And that's the other thing about flavonoids and these plant extracts is they're very selective. They only damage, inhibit, and kill cancer cells. They have no effect on normal cells, except to make the normal cells stronger.
Wow, so the selective toxicity, that's a big thing, because you don't want to kill the good cells, you want to kill only the cancerous.
You see, and that's what they always look for, they call a magic bullet. Something that will kill the cancer cell and not hurt the normal cell. Well, this does even more. It kills the cancer cell, but it makes the normal cell stronger. And so what they found out, for instance, in radiation treatment of breast cancers, colon cancers, and lung cancers, it actually makes the radiation much more effective, and it protects the tissue that's being irradiated that's normal around the cancer.
Really? And all of these do, the ellagic acid, the resveratrol, curcumin?
It's a long list of them, naringenin and ellagic acid and resveratrol and
they all
anthocyanin.
they affect the stem cells.
They kill the stem cells, suppress the stem cell growth. They kill the daughter cancer cells. They help encase the cancer. They suppress these invasion enzymes, reduce the metastasis, and they protect the tissue, the normal tissue, to help keep it from converting to this same process. Because what you see, when they did this study to see, well, if inflammation is a cause of cancer, most people who have cancer should have chronic inflammation. So they did this large study, and that's exactly what they found. For instance, in certain people, 70% of them had definable inflammation, either arthritis, chronic atherosclerosis, or some chronic infection, and that's what caused the cancer. If you stop the inflammation, you stop the cancer from ever forming.
So do these substances that you're talking about, these flavonoids, they have any effect on the inflammation?
They're powerful anti-inflammatories.
So they're not only
very
anti-cancer, they're
powerful
anti-inflammatory too.
Yeah, and that's how they're preventing the cancer from occurring.
Okay.
And then they have other mechanisms that affect the cell signaling that kills the cancer, turns on cancer suicide genes,
Okay.
like P21, P53, and that'll make this cancer cell commit suicide,
Right.
what we call apoptosis.
So Dr. Blaylock, in light of the fact that these flavonoids are so beneficial, why is not every oncologist using them to treat cancer?
Well, because they don't read their articles. And they don't know what these flavonoids are because they don't know the chemistry. So they never heard of it. They go to a meeting, and the meeting is about the latest protocol of the latest chemotherapeutic drug.
Right.
And who sponsors the meeting? The makers of the chemotherapeutic drug.
Right.
So you have a room full of oncologists listening to the latest drug, and they'll say, oh, this one, we're getting incredible responses with this drug. Well, as I explained, what happens with that incredible response, it causes dramatic shrinkage of the tumor initially because it's just killing the daughter cell. And some are not even non-malignant cells, but it's not affecting the stem cell. And so then the cancer grows tremendously, but they can say, oh, we get a good response from this chemotherapeutic agent.
And when they say good response, they mean the tumor shrunk.
They mean initially it shrinks the tumor, but they don't say, well, 6 months later or less, it actually is going to grow a lot faster.
Right.
And it's more likely to metastasize.
So they're using the wrong measurement stick for success. Hi, this is Ty Bollinger. Thanks for watching. If you want to know the truth about cancer, click the link in the description below to watch our award-winning docuseries, The Truth About Cancer, A Global Quest.